My old 11-year friend David O. Russell, Oscar nominee for Best Director. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ikari.
Yeah, and thanks for being here.
Thank you. We were talking 1 in the morning before the announcement came out, right?
Yeah.
And you had good feelings for us, and that meant a lot to me, because I wasn't sure at all.
Yeah.
I am just so grateful to be nominated, period. It is a huge thing for me and my family and for my friends and everybody I work with. And Mark is so happy for me, and we're just so happy to, when you do get recognized, you know, which doesn't always happen at the right time, it's just such a blessing. And it's just like everything with this movie. I could not, I'm beyond grateful for the whole thing and to be part of the whole thing.
Icing on the cake, right?
Well, yeah, you have to do, the work is the heart of the matter, you know, but then if you get to be part of these really talented people who come down this home stretch, it's a real blessing that and you can never take those for granted.
Is it one of the happiest moments when you got the...
It was a little overwhelming. I was kind of numb and overwhelmed, you know, because I wasn't expecting it, to be frank with you. I think it's a very competitive year, and I do believe in our picture, and I do believe in the work we did. Regardless, but you know, you never know, you know. So I was just blown away.
Because I read that you were really, you know, amazingly happy to get the DGA nomination.
The DGA thing was the one that made me cry, because and then people now are asking, "Oh, did you cry when you got the call from the Academy?" Like, you know, you don't have the same reaction every time. That was the one when Taylor Hackford called me. I just burst into tears because it just felt like a big shift, you know, because I'd come out of a tough couple of years where, you know, I didn't get to make the pictures the way I wanted, and had some personal struggles. So it's very nice when you get given a second chance, which is what the fight is all about. I mean, very often life, you know, is like the tough parts, you know, and that's for people out of the ring, you know, not just in the ring, you know. So we all have to deal with that every day. So to me, it was and that includes filmmakers. So to me, it was just amazing to me to feel that I was being seen for the work we've done.
And you have actors and yourself and a lot of other, Best Picture, a lot of other categories nominated. So in it to win it, right?
In it to win it, we are underdogs. We're happy to fight from the position of an underdog, as Mickey Ward always did.
Yeah. People are voting, so you know, you never know.
Anything is possible in Lowell. You know, we're in the 5th round. We're coming up on the 6th and 7th rounds, and those are Mickey's rounds.
Right.
And so you never know what's going to happen.
When you showed me the early cut about 10 months ago, it was a little bit longer. I remember saying to you, you know, this movie could come out this summer and make a lot of money. But did you take that time to refine it a little bit more, the extra time?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I think with the editor, Pam Martin, who I'm very glad got nominated because she's phenomenal, we kept grooming it, and we kept finding better and better ways, you know, to make the film tighter and better. And I think we're both very proud of how tightly it flows, and how it kind of never loses an emotional grip.
Was it your decision to take out the Gotti stuff? Was it, or was at least maybe one of them in there? Or?
The Gotti fights were never in any of the scripts that I saw, that I inherited. I think it was always the story of how he climbed the mountain to get there. You know.
At what point did you feel, I got something special here, or we got something special here? Was it during the filming, or did you know after you fleshed out the script the way you wanted to going into production that it was going to be something special?
I knew we had something very raw and very authentic, you know, and the only real comparison I can make to that is there's like that feeling of authenticity from from certain films that are great in the past that just have very raw, real characters in them. And I knew we had raw, real characters. You know, I knew that we had these sisters, we had behavior that I had seen in my own family, you know, and that was from this family in Boston, near Boston. And I just, that stuff I knew was really great. You know, the kind of stuff that you're like, oh, this is very exciting. And here's another great scene. And this is another great scene. Every scene just seemed to be a chance to do something really intense with the characters and their emotions.
Were you rushed to begin when you were brought in, or did you have enough time to work on it to get it right?
Well, you know, it required a lot of discipline. Sometimes I think less time is a good thing. I think, you know, it's a simple story if you know what you're focusing on, and the focus is the heartbeat of all these relationships and all the love and all the struggle. So we had to get the script below 110 pages, because if you only have 33 days to shoot and 3 of those days are fights, you need to be very precise in how you're going to spend those 33 days. So that was the big job with Scott Silver and the screenwriters to get the script there. And once we had it there, then we were ready, you know, and we knew we were ready to do it in that time period.
What's the most valuable contribution that you made coming in? I mean, it seems like you already had in mind elements that you would, if you were the director, you would bring in. What do you think, you know, now that it is what it is?
Well, the only way I know how to make a film is to bring my whole way that I see things and my whole feeling for things to it, you know. And so, for me, you know, that's going to be different than another filmmaker, and that's what's beautiful about different filmmakers, you know. So for me, I brought in my sense of romance and love in the family, which I thought was every bit as powerful as any.
It is the film.
It is the film. And that's what made, as every bit as powerful as the difficulties they went through, you know. And so for me, the women, like I said, the mother and the 7 sisters, you know, which create the environment, and the romance between Mickey and Charlene, you know, was something that I really wanted to focus on more. She was pivotal in his life. The kind of the emotion, having the emotion on the surface. So it feels like instead of watching something from far away, that you're right up in it, you know, and it's very intense and very intimate. And sort of it's sort of clarifying what the story is in terms of one brother accepting his humility and the other brother accepting his strength. You know, to me, they kind of switch positions. And then the movie within the movie as a structure and a framework was something that I loved. That was something that was real. They had the HBO documentary that was a big impact on the town of Lowell about Dickie and his criminal moments and his drug use. And so I thought, why not use those interviews to interview the characters?
So that was not in the planned.
No.
Wow, that's amazing, because, you know, adding that made it so much richer, you know. I mean, you're coming from documentaries too. It's kind of fitting that you'd use that, and I don't, you know, people I really believe that HBO was making a documentary about, you know,
As a comeback?
Yeah, and what happened to him or whatever. But, you know, I think people were like, wow, this is a HBO crack documentary.
Yeah, and I
Crack in
think
the USA.
the fact is it became about crack, and I think that if Dickie had put down the pipe sooner and went back into the gym, then it would have been a documentary about that. So it was really up to Dickie in real life what that documentary became. It became a documentary that was just like a bombshell for the town of Lowell. And when we had the interviews with people on the street, which is one of the ideas that I brought to the picture, those 2 women on the street who said this documentary, I don't know what Dickie was thinking, it's really set our town back, and it's really hurt the perception of our town, and it makes us seem like we're all about these drugs and these crimes. Those 2 women, one of them was the mayor of Lowell, and the other was the town manager. You know, they were just 2 terrific women. And I did a bunch of interviews with them. We also interviewed the sisters when they were in character. And those were wonderful interviews. They were like a Greek chorus, even more so. And that was probably the toughest thing that Pam and I had to part with in the editing of the film was one of the last things to go was the interviews with the sisters. Was that it was great to cut to them after every incident and see them reflecting on what had happened and saying, gee, that was really a bum deal for Mickey. Or, gee, I hope he'll accept Dickie back. I don't think he will. You got a greater sense of the love of the sisters And that's something else we want to put on the DVD.
Was it tough to find those actors for those parts? Did you cast locally for those sister parts?
Well, we had to find the right sisters, you know, and I think we found the perfect sisters. You know, we cast two of them from Los Angeles, Dandry Taylor and Jenna Lamia, who, you know, are, she's a writer and an actor. And I'd seen her in Strangers with Candy, which is a Comedy Central series. She played Poppy Downs, which was a kind of a great character in the pilot. And Dandry Taylor was in that show about the motorcycle riders. What's that called? It's like Hell's Angels, you know.
Oh, Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy, I think. And then we cast out of Boston locally. We did cast Melissa McMeekin and Erica McDermott. And
Very authentic looking.
they all have a lot of character. To me, they're, you know, I think they're beautiful in their way, and they have huge hearts. And I was always telling everybody locally that the picture was coming from a place of love. We didn't want to distort the reality. We wanted to tell them as much of the truth as we could, but I wanted to capture as much of the essence of them from a place of love, you know. And I feel like we did.